This Hangout on Air is live, folks. This is Earl Teets, the Mountain Man, live from Troy, Montana. Welcome to our Hangout, Leadership to Duplication Process. You know, it's really sad that in this industry, often people think that the key to their success is to enroll people into their business and make lots of sales. I'm here to tell you that those are key fundamentals to your success. But being able to develop the people you enroll so they are being successful, that is your key to leadership. And how do you do that? Well, you bring somebody onto your team and you look for the people that want your help. Because the last thing they want to do is be pressured into something. And if they don't hardly know you that well, you putting that pressure on them is going to push them away from you instead of draw them to the help that they actually need. So what I want to do is I really want to open your mind to what it takes to create the path to the money. And the path to the money is not as hard as what most people think. And if you're watching this for the first time and you've got no clue who I am, understand it's not about me. It's about you. Okay, I've been in the industry 23 years. There's my picture on the wall there with John Maxwell, one of the most sought after leadership trainers on the planet. I'm a firm believer if you want what the best do in your field, you'll learn from the best. My field has been leadership. And why do I like leadership? Well, I've been a salesperson my whole life. I have earned on commissions for over 23 years in several different companies with several different incomes. And I'm a firm believer that today, to be able to put all your eggs in one basket is financial suicide. I understand the ability to multiple income streams. I've worked with multimillionaires of many different types. And the one thing I've learned about all the $1 million earners I've ever met personally is they all have one thing in common, more than one stream of income. So what's the magic to making the money? Because you see a lot of companies out there, you see a lot of things happening, you see links all over the internet, but do you recognize that there's even old dinosaur companies that today people are getting started with, and 6 months from now, they'll be earning over $10,000 a month. Why is that? It's because there's certain skill sets and meeting a person's needs that has to be mastered for you to be able to create that process of duplication. It's not in the link that you share. Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong trend. Maybe I shouldn't be working health and wellness. Maybe I need a digital product. Maybe I don't need a digital product. Maybe I need a weight loss product. Maybe I don't need a weight loss product, but I need an energy drink product. Maybe I need what this leader over here is doing because he's got videos with Lamborghini cars and fancy houses, and he can broadcast that he's got 5 people in the first 3 months of doing things that are already making more than $10,000 a month. Well, those are things that catch your attention. But let me explain the reality behind advertising. Advertising is to share something that other people want, okay? So if you've got a leader out there that's established themselves, right, a lot of times they'll advertise the fancy cars, the fancy houses. But what you want to pay attention to is, can the little guy do what the big guy's teaching? And if the answer to that question is no, 80% of the time, then it's not what's being advertised that makes the money. It's the skill set of the actions to profits that need to be learned. Understand that wholeheartedly, because here's the deal. You got these full-fledged online trainers out there that give you a lot of very valuable information. But what happens is they use the fancy advertising of what they've accomplished in life. They'll meet up with several other leaders that have accomplished just like they have. And then what do? They advertise that to the masses, that they've got the unique and only path that's going to be successful. And because they're showing 5 people that have gone from 0 to hero instantaneously, everybody thinks, well, that's the direction I need to be in. And I'm here to tell you that that's a set stage. A set stage is when you've got 5 people that already have a list of people who know, like, and trust them, of over 10,000 people, because they put in the blood, sweat, and tears in the industry already. They've done what I'm about to share with you. And when they've already got that list of 10,000 people and the company starts up and they've all put their heads together, immediately what do you see? 5 big success stories. But can the masses do what those 5 just did? They can't. Why can't they? They don't already have a list of 10,000 or more people to market to. In some cases, over 100,000 people to market to. So what does that mean for you? That means you can spend your hard-earned money to become part of that team, and you could try to duplicate what they do, and in 6 months' time, you can't even hit half what those leaders have done. It's an unfair form of advertising. But if you want what they want bad enough, you'll do what they did bad enough. So what I want to point out to you is it's not in the link. It's not in the person leading the charge. And it's never about being the ultimate closer. It's never about being the best advertiser. There's certain skills that you can apply to your business that will allow you success, okay? When you understand the fundamental skills, you can build multiple income streams. Because when you practice the skills, the results are what they are. Okay, the first thing you need to understand is it doesn't, no matter what company or opportunity you run with, there has to be prospects for that business. There's got to be people of interest. Where are you going to find the people of interest? And can you teach somebody else how to find those people of interest so they're not starving to death trying to get paid? You know, think about that. That is a major skill, finding prospects. Now, if you're watching this video and you're on one of my teams and you're struggling, I want you to reach out to me, because I will work with you on a one-on-one personal level, and I will help you to develop these skills. And the missing part called income, it will show up. Why? Because it doesn't matter if you're fat, doesn't matter if you're skinny, doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, or in between. Fundamentals of success work for everyone who applies them. See, the key is applying them. You know, we can all get a Bible out and we can read our Bible, right? And we know what the Bible says. And we can look at another person and say, hey, you're not doing what the Bible says. But are we practicing what it says? See, knowing what it says and living what it says are 2 different things. Knowing what it says is knowledge. Living what it says is wisdom. And what we want to do is we want to turn our knowledge into wisdom, and there's only one way to do that: with proper practice. Okay? So look at finding prospects. Is that a weak point in your marketing effort? Are you always being rejected? Are you able to locate lots of people but not able to connect with them on what they need? Maybe you know that they're a perfect candidate for what you have to offer. But see, rather than asking them the proper questions that need to be asked so they can tell their story, and as they tell their story, in their story, they're going to reveal the problem that they're facing. And then you can show how your business will help them with that problem. But if you don't let them tell their story because you're busy explaining the features, advantage, and benefits between your company, your comp plan, and the leaders, you are not talking to them about them. And that is the most important thing to them. Understand this. Let me grab something here. Okay. I read the book so many times that I got the audio. How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a very, very powerful tool that will help you develop. You can read the book, you can get the audio version, you can go to YouTube and get How to Win Friends and Influence People as a audio book free of charge and listen to it and put the right information in your brain that will allow you to communicate with people based on what they want to accomplish, not the agenda that your company guru or company has in play. They don't care what somebody else's plan is. What they want is somebody that knows how to help them make a plan that fits their needs. That's the whole skill level behind prospecting for business. And if you need help developing these skills, it's a simple thing to do. But what I've learned as a leader is if I take and I put 20 people into my business, and then I follow those 20 people around day after day, begging them to work for their own success, then my success is going to disappear. My whole objective as being a leader is understanding what those basic fundamentals are that puts this stuff in your pocket. And by practicing those fundamentals, I'm setting the example. By setting the example, I do things like I have over the last 9 months. Form a team from 0 to 699 people through over 8 countries. How did I do that? From the small town of Troy, Montana, without doing face-to-face meetings, without doing one-on-one presentations. How did I do that? I did that because I listened to the people. I let them tell their story. I let them share what is the problem that they're facing. And I showed them a path that they could go down. Now, did every single person go down the path that I showed them? No. There's lots of them that just got excited because they saw we had something that was working, and they felt in their mind that if they got started with what was working, they would be successful too. But when it came to actually applying what I'm going to teach you here, that was the missing piece, the application. You see, they have the knowledge, but what they didn't do is turn the knowledge into wisdom, which turns your practice into money. It really is that simple. So finding prospects is skill set number 1 for whatever you're running with in this industry. Number 2 is presenting the offer. Okay, Eric Worre talks about being able to be the person with the marker that makes the money. The one that knows how to lead the path is the one that gets paid the most. And there is a lot of truth to that. Now, what's the beautiful thing? What if you don't want to do the explaining? Because most people don't. Well, that's what you have, tools and technology of today that we didn't even have 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had to just buckle up, tie up them bootstraps, get in front of a room of people, and you had to lead by example. Today, you don't have to do the presenting. You can utilize the presentations that have been put into place for you that are taking place live or that are recorded. And all you do is let somebody tell their story while you're doing the prospecting part. And oh, by the way, I'm so glad that you shared that with me. I want to show you how a group of experts are seeing results to that very problem on a global scale. Now, my talent's not in explaining how that's done. The information will do that for you. Would A or B time be best for your schedule to see the solution to the problem that you've just mentioned? Now, if you've asked them the right questions during the prospects part of your business, you let them tell their story, they've revealed a problem. And human nature is to want to solve the problem as fast as possible. So it's not, are they going to take the solution? If you do it properly and you're focused on what their needs are, not your agenda, they will follow you almost every single time. Why? because nobody else does that. Everybody else is all, you got to see the name of my company. You got to meet the owners. You got to do this. You got to do that. We've got a comp plan that's unbelievable, the best one in the whole world. And we're getting started now, and you don't want to miss the boat if you don't see this, and this, and X, Y, Z. Now, I want you to think about what I'm showing you right now. And I'm going to draw a very gross picture for you. Imagine that person, you're the person at the door, right? And you open up the door, and this person's at your door. Huh? You open up the door, you're the person at the door, right? So when you're doing the blah, 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 just picture this. Blah, you're puking all over your prospect. Now, when you open the door and somebody pukes in your face, are you going to follow that person? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, that's a really gross analogy, but it needs to be explained that way because it paints a picture in your mind of a major mistake. Everybody thinks, oh, if so-and-so's running with this company, that means my company don't work no more. I need to go follow that leader. I need to go get the same link that they got. I need to go promote what they're promoting. What I'm here to tell you is entrepreneurship is about serving people from their level of need. And if you've got a solution to a problem that they're facing, it has nothing to do with the company. It has everything to do with you being able to lead them to the solution to the problem that they're facing. Now, you can leave your company and go to another company and try to do the same thing. But what makes that happen? It's because of the advertising that's out there on the market today. A lot of, oh, you need to quit your company, come join mine because mine's better. Look, we got all these leaders, and look, they all make money in their first 3 months. Yes, I bet they did when they've got a group of 10,000 to 100,000 people who already know, like, and trust them and follow them where they want to go. But if you're the little person and you don't have a group of people who know, like, and trust you and follow you where you want to go, you can't duplicate that same process. And what's going to happen? You're going to get in there and you're going to spin your wheels and you're going to think, oh, gee, I'll just get my link. I'll post it on the social networks and I'll send out emails like crazy. I don't have to talk to nobody and I'm going to get paid. Think about what I just said. If you do those practices, it's no different than knocking on someone's door and as they open the door, puking in their face. Why would you post your link on somebody's Facebook information if you don't know anything about that person on Facebook? That's called spamming people. And it's not a good practice. It'll hurt you more than help you. But when you take the time to communicate with a human being, find out what their problem is, find out where their headspace is at, find out what kind of goals they have, find out what they've done to try to accomplish those goals, what they haven't done, and then you can recognize a path where you can show them fundamental skills that will never fail them and always produce for them. You see, these fundamental skills are what makes you the money, folks. Not the company, not the guru, and not the product. It's the skill set of being able to meet somebody from their point of need. So you've got finding prospects, you've got presenting the offer. If you don't want to do the explaining, you don't have to today. You can invite people to your company presentation that's already been recorded for you and utilize that tool. It helps you a lot. So what do you get to practice? You get to practice inviting somebody to a presentation that you didn't have to give. What does that mean? You don't have to do all the explaining or selling. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, so number 3 is follow-up. Follow-up is something that 48% of the people in the industry do not practice. Remember, all sales are made from a point of know, like, and trust. So think about this from a common sense approach. You just met that person. You know absolutely nothing about them. and they're looking at your business presentation. If all you do is hope that they're going to sign up, the chances are they won't. Why is that? Because you don't have the courage to follow up with them. If you leave them your link on a social network or through an email, and you don't follow up with them and ask the key questions, what did you like best about the information you saw? And why would you ask that question? You're asking that question so you can find out what their fear is. And when you understand what their fear is, and you recognize that fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real, you can learn to lead with love. You know, life, L-I-F-E, is love in full example. I understand how you feel. When I first got into the home business industry, it seemed like there was 50 directions I could go, and I wasn't sure which direction to take. And that's normal. What I do know is we've got a set of skills here that I've done myself. I've got paid with myself. So teaching you how to do the same thing that I've done to get paid by doing these actions with you to set the example, we're going to have success together. Would you rather walk through that process, or would you enjoy going to a different company where they won't even work with you until you spend so much money to upgrade to the path for the serious, and then they'll offer you 5 minutes of their time to show you a sliver of the how to make the money? Or would you rather have a person that can walk you through the entire process? Which one makes more sense to you? Now, when you talk to somebody in the way that I just mentioned it, they want to follow a path that's got some surety behind it. And that's the magic to your follow-up. See, your follow-up is for you to understand what is their fear. How can you help them overcome that fear? And we do that with basic fundamentals, because these basic fundamentals have made people millions and millions of dollars in thousands and thousands, even millions of companies. So they will work for you when you understand how to apply them. I'm not saying know them, I'm saying understand how to apply them. And if you've never been walked through that process, because the only thing you've ever seen in the industry is somebody who knows how to sell you a kit and close the deal, guess what? You got closed. Have you been led? There's a big difference, a huge difference. And that's the difference between failure and success. So follow up with people. Do you recognize that 80% of all transactions in business take place on the 5th through the 12th attempt? And 48% of the people never even ask more than once for the order. So when you understand that's what the masses are doing, you got to look at what are the successful doing. The successful are following up 12 times if that's what it takes to show that person that they're important enough for you to show them there is a real process to the profits. And when they're willing to walk down that process with you, not expect you to let them know what it is and then they go do it on their own. When they're willing to walk down that process with you, you know what happens? That beautiful thing called duplication. And in the field of network marketing, even affiliate marketing, it's not what sounds the best. It's not what looks the best. It's not even what is the most professional. It's all about what duplicates. Can it duplicate? Can the little guy do it too? And when the little guy can do it too, that's an exciting spot to be in. These fundamental skills, any human being with a pulse can learn and understand. So the next step, number 4, is follow. After follow-up is startup. Enrolling somebody into your business and selling them a kit so they can get started is the very beginning of the game. If you stop at that point in time, your income will sooner or later stop, and they will chase the next shiny new object because you have shown them that the only thing important to you is making the money that you just made off that transaction that just took place. So if you're not there to ask them the right questions, to lead them to the most important part, which is step number 5, the daily method of operation of practicing what? These 5 fundamental skills. Prospecting for business. If you don't have new prospects for your business, you don't have new people in your business. Presenting the offer. If you're not presenting your offer, people aren't taking it. No profits are taking place. Follow up until the timing is right. If you don't show the people that they're important to you, they will not become important to you. And startup. Leaving them hanging after you sign them up is the exact wrong thing to do. Now, I'm also a firm believer that you don't call them up every single day and beg them to go to work. Well, you want to make sure that they're following the instructions that you're putting in front of them. You want to make sure that if they reach out to you, you can actually demonstrate these skills. How can we do that? Well, great. Have you called any of your leads? No, I'll be honest with you, Earl, I've been nervous and I haven't called my leads. Great, let's do that together. Let me show you how simple it is to pick up the phone and call somebody that's already got an interest in what you have and schedule a time for them to see a solution to a problem that they're facing. Let's do that together now, shall we? And you go through that practice with them. And what happens? They see a process that's simple. They practice that process, and now they're not knowing it, they're doing it. They're crossing over to the wisdom side of knowledge. And as they cross to the wisdom side of knowledge, they gain confidence. They gain belief level. And that belief level is the very glue that's going to hold them to your team, fuel your team with excitement, and allow them to stick to you like glue when the shiny new object comes down their road. They want to stick to somebody that knows what they're doing, not just the path of what the masses are running to. Keep what I'm saying in mind because this is very crucial to your success. So your daily method of operation, what do we teach you in our back office? What does Eric Worre, Network Marketing Pro, teach you? The most important fundamental to your business is to schedule your actions to profits in writing for 90 days. What does Napoleon Hill teach you in the book Think and Grow Rich? That you have to schedule your definite major purpose in writing with the understanding that there is no such thing as something for nothing. This is the most first basic fundamental skill to success. And those that refuse to do it because they think it's sissy stuff are the ones that are going to not make the money. And what are they going to do? They're going to jump on every new shiny opportunity that comes down the line. They're going to jump into that company where the big gurus already have 100,000 followers and 5 or 6 people that also have more than 50,000 followers. And then those 5 to 6 people are advertised under that guru as their students that made the success happen. And guess what? Everybody thinks they've got an equal shot to go do the same thing that they just did. But what they're missing is they don't have the name list already built of people who already know, like, and trust them. So when you can figure out that this industry, there are many, many, many multi-million-dollar earners that have gone from 0 to $1 million helping 10 people. Helping 10 people duplicate these simple little 5 fundamentals to business. 10 people, not thousands, just 10. It's called duplication. And when you have somebody that believes in what they do, because they now have wisdom from application instead of just knowledge of being told what to do. Then you've got something that can duplicate. You've got enthusiasm that will continue to multiply. And it's all because you took the time to take the basic fundamentals and understand them. Now, many people join several companies because they recognize the importance of having more than one income stream. And the reality is, when you interview multimillionaires, over 90% of them have more than one income stream. But they have more than one income stream because they understand the basic fundamentals and they practice them daily. And if you're not practicing these fundamentals, if you're not developing these skills because they scare you or because they're uncomfortable for you, you can join as many companies as you want. And what's going to happen? If you're not applying them, they're not going to pay you. If you know them, but you don't practice them, the money won't follow the actions. So it's not about leaving companies. It's not about joining 10 companies. It's about taking these fundamental skills and recognizing how powerful they can be to help you to the success that you want. Now, I've made this video for a reason. We are in the month of September right now, and there's a lot of new shiny objects out there. There's a lot of products being launched out there, and there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of more than one opportunity at a time. But if you have not developed these 5 key skills, and you don't have a coach that's already done it, that can walk you through exactly how they did it, then the chances of your success are slim to none. In 2016, on January 26th, there was 0 people on my personal team. Today, there's 699 people on that team throughout over 8 countries. There are several people earning money because we duplicate these simple, basic skills. Now, you could be one of the people on my team that has the knowledge part down, but not the wisdom part down. I'm a phone call and a mouse click away. There's no reason for you to walk through the next 90 days struggling. I'm offering you my coaching that I took and learned from guys like John Maxwell, and I've spent my hard-earned money and time to develop these skills properly, and I've proven that I can do them by setting a team into motion. Why not you? Why can't we help you to the success that you deserve? You know, I'm willing to help you, but what I will never, never, never do in this industry is I'm not going to call you up and beg you to work for your own success. I let the cream rise to the top. And when the cream rises to the top, the ones that want to work for their success let you know every single time. So I put this Google Hangout together to let you know that you have a path here where you can succeed. And if you're not part of my team and you've stumbled onto this Google Hangout, connect with me on Facebook, send me a friend request. Let's have an interview, huh? Let's have a conversation based around you, what you want to accomplish. How many hours a week can you contribute to your own success if you saw a path where all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed and you felt you could do something like that? Then we'll put a plan together around what your desires are, not the company desires, and we'll help you create these fundamental skills as a daily method of operation. We'll put together an action plan of your daily method of operation. We'll put that into writing so your subconscious mind knows what you're trying to accomplish while you're sleeping and goes to work on figuring out how to make it come to pass faster. Because if you don't put that plan into writing, when you go to sleep at night, your subconscious mind starts doubting what you're doing. And what will happen? The confidence that you need in your demeanor, it won't shine through you. And the people that you're talking to are going to recognize that you have no clue what you're doing. They won't follow you. So really, we have a path here that's working. I hope you enjoyed the difference between leadership and selling kids. because you could sell 100 kits and you will find 2 people that will practice what you're doing. And that could take you a very long time to accomplish. Well, what would happen if you just connected with 10 people, operated these skill sets, helped those people go from a point of knowledge to wisdom by practicing actual actions to profits? Guess what? That's duplication, folks. That's the importance of leading properly. When you're leading the path, you're not afraid to set the example. And what do? When I got started with the business that I operate the most, which is O2 Worldwide, I got started, I did 90 days of no less than connecting with 5 people a day, to schedule 5 appointments a day, to properly expose my business 5 times a day. Now, recognize, if we do the math here, I'm not a genius, so I'm going to cheat. Please forgive me. But if you go 90 days times 5 connections, do you realize that I connected with 450 people over that 90 days to bring in 27 people that I personally enrolled that turned in to over 400 people on the team, which today is over 699. What did I do? I stayed consistent daily. I connected with people. I asked them questions. I found out what their problem was, and I showed them a path to the solution. Now, it's a very simple process, and it doesn't take rocket science. It's actually an exact science. And if you need help, I'm a phone call and a mouse click away. I'd be more than happy to help you build the success that you deserve. And if you've already looked at a few other opportunities and decided to add multiple more streams of income to your production, but the reality is you've got lots of streams that could become income streams, but none of them are paying you, I know how to help you to go from knowing to wisdom, from knowledge to wisdom, from wishing there was a paycheck to having a paycheck. Now you've got that kind of help, a phone call or a mouse click away. We are dedicated to helping people lead a life that's fun. Entrepreneurship isn't a pain in the butt. It's a fun way to make a living. It's an honor and a blessing and an exciting adventure to help people get paid. And how do I do it? I do it with love, right? Life, L-I-F-E, love in full example. When Jesus Christ led, and he's the biggest leader in the history of the planet. When Jesus Christ led, he demonstrated his actions by doing them daily. And those that followed him repeated those actions. And guess what? He started with 12 on the team, and today there are millions who join the team daily. Duplication comes from proper leadership. Proper leadership comes from applying the knowledge and turning it into wisdom. We have a path here that will help you. Feel free to click into our website, solutionswillprofit.com, and you'll get weekly newsletters from exactly what we've done to create success, so you can have the knowledge to apply it into wisdom. And if you get stuck, I'm not going to charge you hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars to help you get unstuck. I'm going to help you walk through that process. Now, you have the ability to go somewhere else, find some other coach, but I promise you this, they're going to charge you hundreds to thousands of dollars, or they're going to enroll you into a monthly process of spending all kinds of money. And their personal time is not going to be something you're going to experience without the money. And usually the problem is you don't have the money. So if you're in the position where you want to learn and turn knowledge into wisdom and enjoy those paychecks, but you don't have the money, you got a coach right here that leads with love, that set the example by doing the actions and turning that knowledge into wisdom and helping you to do the same thing. It really is a breeze. You deserve success. You deserve a path that works. You deserve somebody that leads with love over hype. You deserve somebody that knows how to lead you without using fancy advertisement with a rigged system to guide you with. And I'm sorry, a lot of leaders out there are using a rigged system. What do I mean by rigged system? I mean, they've already got 5 people that have already worked their butts off, already developed these fundamental skills, already have a list of people that will dive on whatever they offer and purchase just like that. I can teach you how to develop those kind of people. I can teach you how to build that list. But if you want to accomplish what they've accomplished and you don't have that list, just signing up with that individual is not going to make you the money. You got to practice these skill sets. They got to become part of you. And I know how to make them become part of you so they pay you. And it'll be fun to help you do that. May God bless you beyond your imagination this year. Congratulations for taking the time to understand the difference between slamming sales and selling kits and leading people. There's a big difference. We have the right path, and it's here for you. Come join us. You deserve success. You deserve the ability to get paid every week.